Okay, cool. And before I step in, do you want me to take off my shoes or would you like me to leave them on?
Yeah, leave them on. That's cool. So let's go ahead and let's come over here to the living room. We'll sit on the dining room table.
Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna put my stuff here, Diego, and then I'll be about 15 minutes tops. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and give myself a quick tour if that's okay with you. I got another appointment I gotta get to in the next 25 minutes. Sound good?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and come on with you.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So what I like to do is go through the home myself just so I can get the experience through the eyes of a buyer. Okay,
All right, cool.
cool. So I'll meet you back here at the dinner table in about 2 minutes.
You walk to the house.
Yep. Now I come back and then come back. I'm like, all right, Diego, are you guys excited about getting to Tokyo?
Not really.
Okay, why is that?
Damn, my bad for the baby scream. I don't want to go over there. But when you're a scientist, you send your whoever the fuck they want.
For the scientists, you said?
Well, when you do what I do for a living.
Okay, cool. So in that case, I mean, how are the kids taking it?
Well, my daughter's already a fucking e-girl, so she's all happy. Gets to live in fucking fantasy land of being a fucking Japanese.
I see.
And
Awesome. So, Diego, the first thing I'd like to do is just review your situation and what's important to you about making this move. Sound good?
all right.
Awesome. So, I understand you want to be in Tokyo. You got to be there because of a family emergency. And you got to be there within the next 35 days or less, correct?
Correct.
And I'm just going to write all this stuff down here. So, well aware of it. 35 days. Cool. So, in this case, Diego, look, the purpose of this meeting, I just want to establish before we go ahead and get into it is that number one, you're either going to make a decision with me, whether it be yes or no. I just hope it becomes clear to you. In the end, I prefer a yes or a no. Sound good? Awesome.
I suppose so.
Okay, cool. And despite that, is it cool if I get a glass of water?
Oh, my legs hurt, man. I need to go get it.
Thank you. All right. So I have 3 bottom line questions for you, Diego. Are you ready? Awesome.
Fucking baby.
Number one, are you definitely ready to sell the property?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Good. Number two, will you price it what will sell, or are you okay with just keeping it on the market for a long time?
I guess so.
Right, you gotta sell. And number three, most importantly, do you want me to get it sold for you?
Well, I guess we'll see.
Okay, we'll see. And now, Diego, the purpose of this meeting today is twofold. Number one is for me to provide you some very important information about what it's going to take to get your house sold. For top dollars, you can be in Tokyo within the next 35 days or less. And number two is for us to determine today if the right thing for you is to partner with me in the sale of your home. Does that sound fair enough?
Okay.
And whether you decide to hire me or not, I hope that it's going to become clear to you through this meeting that my goal is to help you get what you want. Because look, if I can't help you, I'll tell you today, I'm not interested in just getting another listing. I'm very interested in helping you get to Tokyo so you can be with your family. Fair enough?
Yeah. Well, what's the price?
Awesome. Then I'm glad we're on the same page, and we're going to discuss the price because obviously that's a big concern of yours, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. And before that deal, I just want to make it clear to you that the key for us today is to establish that right price that will get qualified buyers excited about your home when they see it. Because obviously you don't want to keep it on the market for a long time to have it not sell, right?
No.
Right. So here's what I'm going to do. As soon as you begin to hire me, I'm going to be doing everything it takes through my action plan to get your house exposed to all the qualified buyers in the market. Because that is the kind of exposure you want, right?
Yeah.
Right. So the key for us today is to establish that right price that will get those qualified buyers excited about your home when they see it. Sound good?
Yeah.
So in preparation for our meeting, I did a thorough market study on your home, also called a comparable market analysis. Are you familiar with this?
No.
Okay. Well, actually, there's three main parts of the market study. And here I have a paper so you can see it. I sent this in your email. Have you taken a look at it?
Oh.
All right, that's okay. So first are the active listings right here. These are your competition, right?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty funny. Are you a Disney fan?
No.
Because I call this Never Neverland. I'm sorry. I call this Dreamland. You want to know why?
What?
Because you never want to be here. Because this is what properties are selling for, but we don't know what it's actually going to close for. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And second are the expired homes. Do you know what these are?
No.
These are properties that didn't sell. They wanted to sell, but something went wrong. I call this one Never Neverland. Can you see why?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you never want to be here. And last are the sold homes. This is reality because this tells what homes are actually going for in this market. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Right. So obviously, in order to get you to Tokyo, Diego, in which of these three categories do you want to end up in?
Sold.
Sold, exactly. So the purpose of a market analysis is first to determine the value of your home. As a buyer will look at it, and as an appraiser will look at it. I'm sure you can understand the importance of that, correct?
Yeah. So we'll do 10 million on the market, 5% commission, and we'll close in a minimum of 30 days.
So 10
What
million
did I
on the
say?
market. I'm gonna write this down, and a 5% commission, right?
That's what I said.
And you want to close in 30 days?
That's what I said.
Okay, I completely understand what you're saying. Now, Diego, based off everything I've shared with you today, what price do you think will get you the most qualified buyers in? Is it going to be that 10 million, or is there any other price range you have in mind?
10 million.
Got it. Now, after looking at your house, Diego, and reviewing what the market is telling us, I'm suggesting we list the house for 9 million right here. And you can see why it's the right price, right?
No.
Well, Diego, let's look at this first. You see these sold listings here?
Yeah.
And before I show you this part, is there any other questions or concerns you have despite it regarding the price and commission?
No.
Okay, cool. So if we look at the sold homes, Diego, what were they all sold for?
Mm.
9.5 to 10 million, right?
Yeah.
All over asking. So with that being said, Diego, the key for us is to price it right. Do you want to know why?
Why?
So we can get the most buyers in here. And if we look at the expired listings on this end, they were listed at 10 million and 10.5. What ended up happening?
Don't know.
They expired. So how's that going to work to get you to Tokyo to be with your family due to the emergency you have in the next 35 days or less?
So it doesn't work.
It's not going to work, right? So are you beginning to see how 9 million is the best price to start at?
Well, not really.
Well, there you go. Do you feel like maybe I'm underpricing your home somewhere here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, ultimately, I'm not trying to underprice your home because let's face it, if I list your home for 10 or 10.5, I'm going to make more. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Right. However, the key for us is to get the most money, which is an outcome you do want, correct?
Yeah.
And for me to do that, it's to list at 9 million. Because if we list at 10, how many buyers do you think we're going to attract versus listing at 9?
How many?
Well, anywhere from maybe 1 to as little as none, Diego. As you can see, the expired listings couldn't sell and they were at 10. So if we were to list at 10 at 9, not only are you just going to get 5 buyers, you're going to get a lot of buyers who are going to make a lot of offers. And that in return helps you with what?
More money.
Yeah, more money and better negotiation. So now, do you see why 9 million is the best price to list at?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're both in agreement on 9. And your last concern was the commission, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. So I understand, you want to invest 5% with me today. Am I right?
Yeah.
However, you did see the net sheet right here, correct?
Yeah.
And I do charge 7%. So with that being said, that's what I charge. And are you in approval with that?
No.
You're not in approval?
No.
Okay. So, Diego, can I tell you why I don't discount my services for anybody?
Why?
Because I don't deliver a discount result. And ultimately, that's not what you want, right? You're here to get the most money, right?
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I'm here to deliver for you. Now, investing 7 in me today, are you beginning to realize how you're not only going to get just your property sold, however, you're also going to get the most money and best quality?
My best quality.
Best quality, correct. So with
But
that,
why best quality? What do you mean?
best quality, because when it comes down to it, Diego, when it comes to negotiating the sale of your largest asset, do you know what comes to play?
What?
2 things: the best price and the best terms. So if you were to go with someone who's going to pay you 5%, guess what's going to happen?
What's gonna happen?
More than likely, you're not going to get the best price. And the second is you're not going to get the best terms. You want to know why?
How do you know that?
I know that for a fact. Because think about it, Dave. When's the best time for me to demonstrate to you my negotiation skills? Right here, right now. So if I can't stand up for myself and my worth, how am I supposed to stand up for you regarding your largest asset when it comes down to negotiating?
Well, just go with someone that charges less.
You would go with someone who charges less. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. And why is that?
Don't know.
Because you want to get
I
more
don't.
at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, I don't want money.
What was that?
I don't want to pay a lot of money.
Of course you don't. However, if working with me can net you 9.5 or more even after paying a commission, that's something you consider, right?
Yeah.
Right. And now at the end of the day, you don't have to. Okay. If you want to go ahead and get a 5% result, you can do that. I'm not stopping you. However, I'm showing you proof based off what I've done with previous clients in the past. And I've all net them over asking and sold 100% of the listings. So does that make you feel comfortable and confident knowing you're going with a strong negotiator by your side?
Yeah.
Awesome. All I need is your approval right here.
Well, how much am I netting?
So that depends on what type of offers we get in, which ultimately leads you to negotiating and bidding up, whatever price you want. So it's for sure going to be above 9 million. However, I can't put a finger or let alone have a crystal ball and tell you what you're going to net. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So with that being said, all I need is your approval right here.
I don't know, man. I don't like signing things.
Of course. After all, it is a big decision, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
It is. It's really big. And despite it being a big decision, is there any other questions you have for me tonight before you're ready to put me to work?
Just think about it.
Okay, definitely. Now, yeah, when it comes down to selling your home, we're basically looking at three things. Number one, if you have decided to sell. Number two, the price. And number three, who do you want to represent you? Are you following me so far?
Yeah.
Great. So number one, have you absolutely decided to sell this property?
Yeah.
Awesome. Got to get you sold to get you to Tokyo. Number two, the price. Are we both in agreement that 9 million is the best price to get you the most money, but most importantly, get you to your family?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You're not too confident then on the 9 million, correct?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And despite that, Diego, number three, are you comfortable and confident knowing that I can get the job done ultimately to get you to see your family?
Yeah, I guess.
Awesome. So to me, it just sounds like it's just the price, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Awesome. So earlier you told me that you were in agreement. However, now you're feeling kind of iffy, right? You're just like,
Yeah.
I see. Now, after all, Diego, look, at the end of this meeting, whether you decide to work with me or not, it's fine. However, when it comes down to it, you got to be in Tokyo for the family emergency, correct?
Yeah, but 9 million's low.
Now, to your eyes, it may seem low because you have a lot of pride in this home. You put a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears and memories. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I did.
Of course you did. And I'm not trying to take that away from you. At the end of the day, Diego, we have to separate that from what the home is actually worth based on what the market's willing to bear. And so if we look at it from that perspective, now if you were a buyer to walk in and every other home was selling for 9 million to 9.5 and you wanted to list at 10 or 10.5, right?
Yeah.
What would you say in that case? Are you willing to pay 9 because it sits where the market's at, or would you willing to overpay and pay 10 to 10.5?
But I don't want to overpay
Of course you don't. Why is that?
because I don't know.
It's an extra.
Look, man, let me just think about it, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and meet with someone else as well, and yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow.
Okay. Now, Diego, whether you decide to meet with someone else or not, you just want to make sure you make the best decision. Am I right?
Yeah, of course.
Right. And you told me that you were in agreement with me representing you and you were confident knowing I can get the job done. However, it's just the price tonight, correct?
Yeah, I don't like the price.
Cool. So, Diego, if any other realtor were to come in here, offer you the same thing, knowing you were comfortable with them for a fact, and gave you what they wanted you or what it is that you wanted to hear, would you take it?
Yeah.
You would, right? Because they're telling you what you want. Now, is that someone you want to work with, Diego? Someone who's willing to lie to you and tell you anything and everything just to get a listing? Or you want to work with somebody who's telling you the truth based on facts?
I guess someone that tells the truth based on facts.
Right. And after I leave here in about 5 minutes, I want that to be clear to you. Because look, we have to separate those two things. And yes, maybe you may still feel a bit emotional on price. However, we have to look at this from a factual standpoint. Because who's writing the check at the end of the day?
The buyer.
The buyer is, right. And ultimately, that's what they're willing to pay. I mean, I could take off my shirt and say I want 10 million. However, do you think that's what I'm gonna get?
Well, your shirt isn't worth 10 million.
It isn't, right? Through the eyes of you, which would be a consumer or buyer. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Right. So we just have to look at it from that standpoint. And with that, knowing based off the facts I've shown you, 9.5 to 9 is the best price that's going to get you to Tokyo. Does that make you feel more comfortable knowing you're going to be able to get there?
Yeah, I guess it kind of does.
You guess, or you know
No,
for a
it
fact?
does. It does.
Cool. Then all I need is your approval right here.
Damn, bro, you're sharp as fuck.